update about the Memphis mom who made her 9-year-old perform Brazilian wax on adult women for 10 hours and then posted it on social media.
It shows a young girl performing body waxing services on a nude woman. It is outraging people, not just here in Memphis, but across the country right now.
Like anybody that was in there should be registered as a sex offender.
In the post, the mother shared pictures of her daughter performing waxing services on adults' privates and said, "When I'm passing down deeds to my creations." She helped me wax 24 clients from 7 in the morning to 5 in the evening and made over $700. The Memphis Police Department has launched an investigation and is urging everyone who downloaded the photos to delete them immediately and refrain from sharing them. The mother hasn't responded yet or answered her phone or door. But what do you think about this? Make sure to like and follow to stay updated on this case.
Why would you think that in what world, especially in the world we're in, that would be okay to expose your child to adult stuff?
Hello everyone, this is Angela and welcome to my channel, Angie the ENTJ. Please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click on the notifications bell so you'll know whenever I upload any new content. Okay, let me just go ahead and get into the situation about the Memphis mother, Memphis, Tennessee. Apparently, allegedly, she had paid her daughter over $700 to perform Brazilian waxes on at least 24 people over the course of 10 hours. Okay. Personally, I disagree with the mother for exposing her child to doing work on these women at an inappropriate age. Okay. Some of these women may be coming in with incurables that can turn out to be, the HIV, the herp, or the gin warts. Okay. And those are viruses. Once it's in your body, it's in your body for life. And that could have been passed on to her little hands. And especially if she had to wipe her eyes or something like that, it's definitely a health risk. Also, there is a reason why certain professions require a license, and an esthetician is one of them. That wax can get very hot, or you can mix chemicals the wrong way and cause some damage to the skin. And it can leave scars if you're not careful. You can be sued. So I think it was wholly inappropriate for the mother to allow her underaged and unlicensed daughter to perform services on the clients, especially for 10 hours straight. That is my personal viewpoint. That, just to be clear, if I was in the mother's position, heck no, I would not have done that and put my daughter in a situation where she's waxing women's hoo-has for 10 hours straight, especially underage. No. But with that bit of disclaimer out of the way, listen, I do have an argument from the stance of fairness. Fair is fair. And sometimes the truth can be ugly, even though it is fair, which is why I felt the need to talk about this. Because the rest of what I have to say is aimed primarily at the pro-birthers, the so-called pro-lifers, who also vote against initiatives that will help all of us to become better individuals and consequently a better society altogether. And no, I'm not red, I'm not blue, I'm not left, I'm not right, I'm purple and I'm center, if you want to look at it like that, by the way. However, their own track record shows them to be anti-family, anti-human being, anti-environment, and definitely misogynist. Okay? So beyond anti-abortion, they do some other anti-stuff. You see, I don't understand why the same people who banned abortions, who are currently turning blind eyes to child marriages, to sex and labor trafficking under the guise of adoption or foster care, the same people who are subjecting child labor laws to the age-old Friday night massacre, or basically, they're quietly doing away with them when they think ain't nobody watching them. These are the same characters who are okay with such atrocities. See, what I don't understand is why are they some of the same people who are up in arms about a mother exposing her daughter to a grown woman's hairy vajayjay to wax for profit? I mean, y'all okay with the other stuff? What's wrong with this? And no, again, this isn't what I would do. But I'm just saying, if you're okay with all that other stuff, why are you upset about this too? See, these same elements within our society who were perfectly all right during the aftermath of the overturning of Roe versus Wade in Ohio, a situation came to light that a 27-year-old grown man had impregnated a 10-year-old girl. Now, let's stop right there because, see, let's think about it. Some children haven't even begun to grow underarm hair or pubic hair at that age. But this nearly 30-year-old man inserted his hairy crotch peen into a girl that is a third of his age, at least twice by his own testimony, and she became pregnant as a result of it. Listen, fair is fair. And when fair is good and balanced on one side, then it will be good and balanced on the other side. You understand? However, fair is fair when it is bullcrap too. If there's bullcrap on one side of the occasion, then it takes an equal force of bullcrap to balance it. And what do I mean by this? It's simple. You see, if it's all right for a child to be R-worded and to become pregnant by a grown man who is nearly triple her age without having access to an abortion, then, it should be okay. It should be all right for her mother to teach her how to wax grown women's vajayjays. And yeah, I know that sounds effed up because it is effed up, which is the point of my argument. You can't create effed up situations for people to exist in and then get upset when they do effed up things in order to exist in that effery that you crafted, you idiots. What did you expect to happen? You see, good balance is good and bullcrap balance is bullcrap. So what we're seeing is how the effed up bullcrap of budget cuts to programs that encourage education, growth, business and home ownership, health and nutrition, just to name the few. We're seeing how all that effed up bullcrap is being balanced by the effed up bullcrap of child labor or worse. Here's my case in point. This story took place in the state of Tennessee, good old Memphis, where abortion bans are harsh. And early in the morning in Memphis, you better be careful because you will find cars going over 100 miles per hour down city streets near Graceland if you're not careful. And oh yes, y'all. See, I actually go to places so I can tell you the dirt on the ground for real. But back to what I was saying. Other states not only have harsh abortion bans like Tennessee, but also they refuse to accept funding for summer food program that would keep needy children from going hungry during the school summer break. So here's my point. You can't have it both ways. You cannot make it all right for a 10-year-old to give birth, even if she was R-worded by a grown man. However, you go on a rampage when her mother tries to teach her how to earn an income that will be substantial enough for her to drop out of school and take care of her baby as a 9 or 10-year-old single mom to a child that will likely be fathered by a grown man. And like I said, remember that 10-year-old in Ohio at the time, going back to her for a second, she could not get the services that she needed within Ohio because abortion was banned. So she had to be transported to the next state over into Indiana at the time for the doctor to perform the procedure on her because Ohio wouldn't allow it, would not allow this procedure to take place on a 10-year-old child who was R-worded by a man that's more than 3 times her age. My thing is this. See, I'm passionate about what I believe in, and I can stand 10 toes down on whatever it is that I believe in. And all I'm saying is for you pro-birth people, since you stood 10 toes down on this dirty work, then enjoy the outcome of it. Personally, I prefer to live in a society where challenges are met with maturity and expertise in a way where the outcome is that we all can win reasonably, okay? I would prefer to live in a society where we're not deprived of the basic necessities to thrive. I would prefer to live in a society where every child gets to enjoy their childhood fully and they get to enjoy it unimpeded by the stupidity of the adults around them, be it their parents or the politicians and all the adults in between. I would prefer to live in a society where grown people are not relying on myth and fantasies to make decisions about policies. That's what I'm willing to stand 10 toes down on. That's because the outcome of such a situation that I believe in is a healthier, happier, wealthier, and longer living society. And that's why I can stand 10 toes down on my stuff all day long. Not only that, I also have the data to support my viewpoints. And I believe that a lot of the people in the US, I would even argue most, have similar views about our society as I do. However, you so-called pro-birth people, okay, we're here, surrounded by an abundance of idiots who believe in the year 2024 that it is all right for a child to become a parent after being exposed to a grown man's peen, seeing it, smelling it, probably forced to taste it, having it tear her privates, rip her privates open, and become pregnant because of it. It is all right for a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old or an 8-year-old. Honey, listen, I know some nurses, okay? Some are 8, yes. It's all right for a 14-year-old girl to have to wake up every 2 hours for a baby to suckle her breast for milk after she's been exposed to a grown man's peen 9 months earlier. That's perfectly fine according to you pro-birthers. However, you want us to band together with you when you're shocked, and you want us to lose our stuff. When a mother like this esthetician, who may have been a teen mom herself, who became pregnant by a grown man herself, you want us to be up in arms with you, to bring out our pitchforks and our torches. We're supposed to tie this woman to the pillory, burn her at the stake, because she, a product of the bullcrap society that you manipulated, that she exposes her daughter to another grown woman's privates to wax for a profit. Listen, fair is fair. You created this backwards environment, so you deal with it. If you don't like the bullcrap of watching a 9-year-old girl who is still wearing Afro puffs in her head, working 10 hours in a day to wax a couple of dozen grown women's hoo-has bald, if you don't like the fact that this little girl was exposed to 2 dozen grown women spreading their legs and their cheeks, because see, when it comes to the Brazilian wax, y'all, listen, it's not just the vajayjay that's getting waxed. It's the booty crack that's getting waxed too. So put yourself in that little 9-year-old girl's little sandals, okay, with her pigtails. And if the idea of her having 2 dozen women spreading their grown legs, exposing their hoo-has and their anuses and their booty cracks for her hands to wax the hair from, if that bothers you, then do something about the other bullcrap. Because see, if it wasn't for you manipulating things, we wouldn't be seeing a 9-year-old in this situation. But nope, you didn't want to listen to people like me. So either you learn through wisdom or you learn through experience. You chose experience. So this is what you get. A 9-year-old waxing grown women. Yeah. And worse. So here's the bullcrap that you can do something about. See, rent is skyrocketing. Mortgage too. Groceries are through the roof. Gas prices are outrageous. People are indebted for life to pay for student loans. Corporations are buying the American dream and then renting it back to the society. And the cost of daycare is astronomical. You see, when you do something about those things, then the outcome will be smarter people who are wealthier and less likely to labor traffic their own children. Otherwise, what do you expect? As I mentioned before, bullcrap balances bullcrap. And we will see more of this to come. This is only the tip of the iceberg, I promise you. The only way to deal with this situation is with maturity and expertise. See, listen, at one point in time, nations like Iceland, Denmark, Sweden, Switzerland, Norway, just to name a handful, they were backwards too. As a matter of fact, Switzerland was one of the last nations on earth to grant women the right to vote in national elections. They had to confront their own backwardsness at a time when their economy was in the tank. It was not performing, and the average Swiss citizen was poor and living in an alternative decade. They were living backwards. But you know what? They had to face the facts. And now they are among the highest ranking nations on the United Nations Human Development Index. We can do the same thing here. However, it will not happen so long as you pro-birth people are still relying on fantasies and feelings over science and data, empirical data. And no, I'm not here saying that abortion is the way to handle things. I do like people. I love children. And abortion is not a light topic for me personally. However, I do understand also that brute force, ignorance, and brutality also does not yield a healthy society. It yields instead what we're seeing, an increase in crime, such as carjackings, and an increase in ignorance, such as a mother making her pigtail daughter wax pubic hair from adult women for 10 hours straight. And oh, by the way, what a lot of these pro-birth people are not telling you, for the rest of you who are listening, okay, is how many skeletons are hiding in their closets. They got graveyards in their closets, honey. They got graveyards. Because, see, they're not telling you about those records that were expunged before they became of age. How many of these people were sex offenders as juveniles, but it was sealed because of their age? Because I know people who know people who know people who know people. And let me tell you, it's easy for them to point the finger at others because of their own stuff. It has been legally buried into, the graveyard in their closets. And that's why, part of the reason why some of them are coming up with these weird legislations is because deep down inside they were sex offenders, but they did it while they were juveniles and they didn't offend again, or at least get caught as adults. So that's all I have to say for now. Please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click on the notifications bell so you'll know whenever I upload any new content. Take care until next time.
I flew all the way to Switzerland to visit the most expensive city in Europe, Zurich. First stop was grabbing breakfast at this local restaurant near our hotel. A small piece of cake cost $5.89. Then it was off to our first activity. We decided to take an Uber. The Uber ride cost us $24 for a 15-minute ride. We made it to the Linden Chocolate Factory. Price of admission was $15 per person. This was a chocolate lover's dream. Not only did we sample unlimited amounts of chocolate, but we also learned the history of chocolate from how it's grown to how it's manufactured. By this time, we were hungry for something other than chocolate, so we took another Uber, which cost $22 to grab lunch. The fondue beer and tea cost $57.41. A few steps away from the restaurant was the Kunsthaus Museum, and we were excited because admissions today was totally free. To wrap up our busy day, we went to a Spanish restaurant called Madrid and had paella and a single drink. It was really delicious, but it cost $129.28, bringing the grand total of the day to $247.69.
you.